And welcome to another round of Sports Reviews. Tonight I am reviewing Mississippi State 44-34 LSU. Mississippi State pulls off the upset against LSU in Death Valley. Mississippi State under Mike Leach for the first game ever in this pandemic-shortened 10-game conference season beats the national champions, the reigning national champion, LSU Tigers. You can see Mississippi State jersey. I think the camera's a little bit high, but I'm already recording, so not going to fix it. So the first scoring play was in the first quarter, the only scoring play in the first quarter. Brandon Ruiz hits a 35-yard field goal to make it 3-0 for Mississippi State. Then in the second quarter for LSU, Cox gets a 14-yard interception, pick six return to make it 3-7 for LSU. Then Shavers for Mississippi State gets a 31-yard touchdown pass from KJ Costello, goes down, runs it to make it 10-7. Gilbert gets a 2-yard touchdown pass. The ball was just thrown up in the air and he catches it. It was a 50-50-25 for LSU to make it 10-14 LSU. Then at the end of the second quarter, Osiris Mitchell gets a 43-yard touchdown pass, cuts across, goes, fire, puts on the afterburners, and just a boom to make it 17-14 for Mississippi State going into the half, which this would be the first time LSU has trailed into the half since that Texas A&M 7-overtime game in 2018. So you know this is going well for us, you would think. Then in the third quarter, on their first drive back, York hits a 26-yard field goal to make it 17-17 for LSU, or a tie, but LSU scored. Mississippi State, Brandon Ruiz hits a 24-yard field goal to make it 20-17. LSU, Marshall gets a 37-yard touchdown pass to make it 20-24. Then the last play, or the last scoring play of the third quarter, Callan Hill scores to make it 27-24 off a 75-yard touchdown pass, screened to him. He just keeps running. The play is broken, and he just keeps running. He's like, hey, get out of my way. Runs the whole way. 75-yard touchdown reception for Callan Hill to make it 27-24 at the end of the third quarter. Then at the start of the fourth quarter, Williams gets a 9-yard touchdown pass from KJ Costello. 34-24 for Mississippi State. 10-point lead. It would go away, though, because they throw an interception. KJ Costello throws an interception. Marshall gets a 33-yard touchdown pass off of that drive, ensuing drive, 34-31 State, but LSU scores it. Then York hits a 40-yard field goal to make it 34-34 in the fourth quarter for LSU, and that's the way it would tie. Then Brandon Ruiz hits a 43-yard field goal to make it 37-34 State, and then Osiris Mitchell gets the last scoring play of the whole game. 24-yard touchdown pass from KJ Costello to make it 44-34, and that's the way it would end. Mississippi State have won and upset the national champions, the defending national champions, the LSU Tigers. Now, it was a record-breaking game for KJ Costello. He threw for 600 yards, the most yards in an SEC game in history, and 11th best in history in college football. I don't care that he threw 2 interceptions. I don't care that he fumbled the ball. That was a bad snap by the center. The center just had a bad game in the first half. Let me tell you this. You throw 600 yards and 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. I don't care if your touchdown to interception ratio is 5-2 and one of them was a pick six and they scored on the other. I don't care. I don't care if you fumbled the ball. 5 touchdowns and 600 yards. That's amazing. Freaking KJ Costello for Heisman. I don't care. You could tell me that, hey, he threw 2 interceptions. One was a pick six and they scored off the other. Fine. Great. He almost fumbled the ball a second time and that would have killed the game. Sure, but guess what? We scored 10 more points and won it. Inches. A game of inches. Who cares? The air raid worked. The air raid worked. I said that they would go down to LSU and win. Nobody else said that. Not even a lot of state writers said that. But I believed in this team. I knew what Mike Leach and KJ Costello could do for this team. I knew what they would do. Guess what? I was right. I said they were going to go down to Tiger Stadium, win. I said that there'd only be one game lost this year for Mississippi State. Probably Bama. Hell, they could probably beat them too with the way they won this game. Because Bama's reloading too. And Bryant Denny isn't as hard as Tiger Stadium, even with 25,000 fans. We could win that too. We could go 10-0 and win the division outright. Not even have to worry about Auburn beating Alabama. Whenever it's in Alabama's hands, though, they bottle, and you know it. And Auburn wins. I don't care where it is. So, look at it. This was an amazing win. This was a win that we needed. Where do we end up in the rankings after this? Probably top 10, 6, 8, somewhere like that. That'd be a meteoric rise, but it's deserved. This was a quality win. Yes, the defense fell apart for a while there in the second quarter, or the second half, the third quarter. But the offense still scored. They kept chugging along. It's the little train that could. With a cowbell on front of it. On the front of it. You know, it's the little train that could. Keep on chugging along. I can do it. I can do it. We could do it. We could do it. And they did. They did. They believed in themselves. That is a performance worth loving, watching over and over again. And if this season leads to just even a national title appearance, this game, wow. This game will be replayed almost every year by SEC Network and all that. And I'll watch it every time. I will watch it every time. I don't care. This game was the best game I've seen Mississippi State ever play in my life. Even better than the Dak Prescott era. Even better than the possible #1 season. We were #1 up until Alabama and Ole Miss. And this is still the best game I've seen them play. Yes, there were some mistakes. There were miscues. I don't care. We beat the national champions. That's exactly what this was. This was a coming out party, and we came out and won. All guns blazing. More like turrets because air raid, but you get my point. This team didn't quit. The defense didn't quit. They buckled down. The offense didn't quit. They kept pushing. They didn't run much. They threw, but when they threw, it was normally good. That's all you ask for. We got 3 easier games after this, then a bye week, then Alabama. We go 4-0 into Alabama, into that bye week and Alabama. Anything can happen. We win that Alabama game, anything can happen. We shouldn't be losing to anybody else. You beat the national champions. The only person that I'm worried about is Alabama and Nick Saban because that's what I'm worried about. But you know what? Damn it, I want Bama. We want Bama. We could do this. This game was amazing. The possession, we dominated possession. We dominated defensively. We dominated offensively. We dominated passing. Running, they dominated because we didn't want to run. We used Colin Hill out of the slot, out of the backfield. We didn't run. On the screen, that's what we used him on, the RPO. Okay, great, great. We dominated everything in this game. Everything. Everything. This team is amazing. This team is that team. This team is real. They are finally real. We finally have a coach. The Snake, he got us to where we needed to be. Moorhead came in and almost took us down. We finally have a coach now. And Mike Leach, a captain. He is the captain now, and we have a captain. And he deserves all the respect in the world for what he's done with this team, especially without spring football. Mike Leach is the man to take Mississippi State to the next level, make us the new Alabama, the new Clemson. We are. We are, we will be. All you have to do is make the national title game once. You get the money and the recruits. You are in that conversation. You do that, everything changes. Look at Clemson. Were they going to be like this had they not even been in that national title game? No, Clemson would have not been that way had they not made that national title game with Deshaun Watson. We are. We make the national title game. We are in the conversation to be the next Alabama. We're that good. We have a coach that's that good. And this year, we beat LSU. We're going to beat Georgia. We're going to beat Alabama. We're going to beat Mizzou. We're going to beat Ole Miss. We're going to beat Tennessee. We're going to beat Vanderbilt. And we're going to win the SEC championship. Yeah! Hail State. One last message. If you would like to, the Lebanon Red Cross link is still in the description below. If you would like to donate, let's help make the world a better place. Let's help the people of Beirut and Lebanon after that horrible, tragic explosion a month ago. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Tomorrow, I'm reviewing Toronto FC versus Columbus Crew. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.